With a fan favourite like Captain Pike returning to our screens, could we see the return of Captain Lorca to the Star Trek universe? Hello everyone, my name is Captain Jack and welcome to Trek Central. Recently on the Empire Film Podcast, Jason Isacc recently talked about the Strange New Worlds series announcement. On the podcast, when asked if Captain Lorca will follow Pike to his own show, he hinted he could be back, but not as the same character. In this video, we will talk about how Prime Lorca could return to the Star Trek universe and to our screens. Hit it. For those of you who don't know, Jason Isacc played Captain Gabriel Lorca in Season 1 of Star Trek Discovery. In the show, we eventually found out that Captain Lorca was actually from the Mirror Universe, and had swapped places with the Prime counterpart when the ISS brand entered an ion storm. Just like the original series episode, Mirror Mirror, this swapped the different versions of Captain Gabriel Lorca. In Season 1 of Discovery, the Mirror Lorca had integrated himself within Starfleet, posing as his Prime counterpart. He was able to get command of the USS Discovery during the Klingon War, and was able to use its Spore-activated displacement hub drive to return to the Mirror Universe, and eventually stage a coup against the then Empress of the Mirror Universe, Philippa Georgiou. Unfortunately, this coup was unsuccessful and Mirror Lorca was killed, to what we believed was the end of Jason Isaac's time in the Star Trek universe. However, the possibility that Prime Lorca is still alive and out there has been a theory within the Trek fandom and even the cast of the show themselves, with many even sticking around to say find Prime Lorca. Even with the Star Trek Discovery book, Drastic Measures, the epilogue of that book features Prime Lorca still being alive within a Mirror Universe prison. Could Prime Lorca escape the Mirror Universe and return to the Prime Universe? And if so, will the story be featured in the upcoming new series of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Section 31, or a short trek or even another new show? This is what we'll be speculating on today. One concept art of Prime Captain Lorca was done by artist Steven Johnson, who came with the idea of a mirror Captain Pike of the ISS Enterprise sending a young Lieutenant Kirk and his number one Commander Una after Prime Lorca, who is being helped by the mirror universe of Katrina Cornwell. Personally, I think this is a great idea, as it would get Anson Mount back to portray a mirror Pike, but would fit his current bearded self well, as well as bringing back Jane Brooke as Mirror Cornwell, after the death of her Prime Universe counterpart, Admiral Cornwell, in the Season 2 final of Star Trek Discovery. There's also been a rumour about a young Kirk being cast in Star Trek Strange New Worlds, so featuring a newly cast Kirk as a mirror Kirk would be a great way for CBS to test how well received this new Kirk might be in any new Trek show. However, having another Mirror Universe episode or arc could cause issues canonically for the Trek universe. Starfleet as a whole shouldn't be aware of the Mirror Universe until the original series episode Mirror Mirror. Both Discovery and the Enterprise handled the inclusion of the Mirror Universe pre-Kirk very well, with the Enterprise having a whole episode from a mirror perspective and Discovery silencing information about the Mirror Universe due to the recent Klingon War. I feel like if CBS wants to show the story of how Lorca gets out of the Mirror Universe, the best way to do that would be the Enterprise method, of putting the entire episode within the Mirror Universe to show how Lorca escaped. Just showing how Lorca has returned to the Prime Universe would help as well, as any writer could then pick up Lorca as a character and run with it, without having to worry about how he escaped from the Mirror Universe. Now on the Empire Film Podcast, when asked about Prime Lorca, Jason Isacc had the following to say. Where is Prime Lorca? While I admit that we talk, it's not like when Mirror Lorca bit the bullet there wasn't a glamouring for Prime Lorca, but the thing is, it has to be a great story. Pike is already there, we know what he's like, we've seen him and he's great, we don't know who Prime Lorca is. If he is Mirror Lorca's Frank Spencer-like cousin, then nobody wants to spend time with him. He's going to have to be as interesting as ballsy, and you have to find him a ship and find him a context to bring him into a story. So we talk, and if we get to come up with something we think is fabulous, I'll happily go on a starvation diet required to slip into the snakeskin uniform once again. It's interesting to note that Jason Isacc says that we talk, so he has talked with the creatives of the show about Prime Lorca and is possibly still in contact with them. This would mean that if a creative comes up with a story featuring Prime Lorca, it would be easy for them to contact Jason Isacc and ask him to come back for the role. However, this also brings up the idea that a Lorca spin-off show can be created if the right story goes about it. Personally, I feel like we have enough spin-off shows at the current stage of Star Trek, however this could be interesting that Isaac brings this up, and I'm sure a lot of us would want to see Jason Isaac helm his own show, much like Patrick Stewart has done with Star Trek Picard. With Section 31 still being shown in early development, I could also see a Lorca cameo in this. Ash Tyler and Mirror Lorca had an interesting relationship, so it'd be intriguing to see how Ash reacts to Prime Lorca. This could also be said with Mirror Georgiou, as she is said to helm the Section 31 show. She's had a lot of interactions with Mirror Lorca, considering him to be a right-hand man when she ruled the Empire, before he decided to plan a coup against her and turn her own daughter, Michael Burnham, against her. Ash would probably do the Starfleet thing and not hold the transgressions of Mirror Lorca against Prime Lorca, but I can see it acting very differently for Georgiou. Jason Isacc says that we do not know what Prime Lorca is like. However, with the recent continuity of the Star Trek tie-in novels, it wouldn't be surprising that future stories take aspects from them. In the Star Trek Discovery tie-in novel, Drastic Measures, we spend a lot of time with Prime Lorca, who is on the colony of Tarsus 4, when its governor executed the order to murder half of the colonists to ensure the other half survived during the crisis. This was the same massacre that was mentioned in the original series episode, The Conscience of a King. Prime Lorca was very much like Mirror Lorca, in that he was ruthless and had a great sense of loyalty. Unlike Mirror Lorca, however, he was still kind. As Mirror Lorca once said, different universes, yet somehow the same people had a way to find each other. Prime Lorca and Prime Philippa also worked together just like the Mirror Lorca and Georgiou did. They were both on Tarsus 4 to help with the after effect of the massacre, with Lorca tasking himself to bring the governor to justice for the massacre. If this book is held up as canon, it'd be interesting to see how Prime Lorca reacts to a Mirror Georgiou. And that's all we know currently about Prime Lorca. That's it from us here on Trek Central for today. If you're looking forward to Star Trek Discovery Season 3, then simply let us know via the comment section below. I know for sure I would love to see Jason Isaac back in Star Trek. Let us know if you also think so via the comment section below. Of course, if you want to stay up to date with all things Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube to never miss a video. You can also follow us here on social media via the links in the video description. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.